Hi guys, so gold and euro dollar currently both of them potentially showing that again another bounce back to the upside after this deeper pullback. So I'm going to look at multiple time frame perspective on both of these, starting with euro dollar as we see that there is a multiple rejection from a key area of value. So before we look at that entry criteria here, looking at first of all the monthly chart to see how the euro dollar candle has closed and opened this month, we can see that the market opened with a gap. With this is a fresh monthly candlestick pattern, and after the previous monthly close as a bullish rejection at the end, we can see that in this long-term bull market there's a gap open on the monthly on euro dollar, and with this gap open the price had a reaction back to the upside here. Now if we look at the weekly price action here, that we can see from the weekly there's a weekly bullish impulse followed by also the market, as probably guys have seen the weekly forex forecast, also we discussed the same way the market to break that resistance. And initially we see that the market managed to break that resistance on the weekly, and therefore the long term market structure on euro dollar is bullish. We can see that from this channel the market now potentially breaking back to the upside here. Initially we have seen the price has shown that the bulls has shown enthusiasm for breaking that high. Now daily chart here is the price couldn't create a new lower low. Here we saw that there was a daily trend that was maintaining this series of lower high and lower low, and finally the market managed to break from that trend and deepen again but couldn't create a new lower low. Instead now the price has rejected back again. So because the market couldn't create a new lower low, instead created a higher low, now the potential this market will go back again to create a higher high. So already you see that there is a daily move that has touched this level. Now today's market showing up that the price to potentially remain bullish here in that market. So from the intraday perspective here, that you can see especially this zone here that you can see here on uh, 4 hour perspective on euro dollar, there's quite a few long week dojis here creating this series of lower low and also higher low, so which is expanding structure. Finally we could see break back to the upside here in that market. So this is where on euro dollar may potentially bounce back to the upside here. This is what I'm looking at euro dollar, that for an entry opportunity here in that area for this bounce back to the upside. Looking at gold, now gold was if we look at the previous daily close was doji, and today's market once the open initially has dropped back down here. Now from the monthly we can see that gold is bull market. The last monthly candle close with a full body candle close, which is showing that potentially the market could remain bullish here as it's a very strongly bull market. And if we look at the past 4 months candlestick pattern here, that you can see the candle close with a full body green, and that showing that the market potentially to remain bullish here in that market. So if we look at the daily again, that you can see the market after this daily doji today the price has dropped down here to this support, and from this support there is an initial bounce, and that could lead that market potentially back to the upside, and that can create a new higher high in this market. So looking at the 4 hour here, there was a, if we look at on Friday, this is the move on Friday followed by on Monday there was a daily doji which in fact has on the 4 hour sideway drop down, tested this previous resistance here, which is turning support, and now the bulls again pushing that market back. Previous hour we saw there was a significant bullish reaction came from this key support level. Now this 4 hour candle closing in few minutes of time of this recording, that can give this market potentially further bounce back to the upside here. So that being said, lower time frame, we can look at entry on 5 minutes or 15 minutes for this potential bullish trend continuation here from any of these swing low, as this is currently in a bullish trend. So this is the impulse correction waiting for breakup structure for the entry opportunity, and that breakup structure could be this low, or we could see extend back below. That can give us a high probability trade setup here for this potential move back to the upside for another buy entry. I hope that guys you enjoyed this education analysis. If you enjoy, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.